Shalom, shalom. Thank you for stopping by. Just sitting here checking, making sure audio's okay. Please let me know. Jilly, thank you for being here. In the comments if you can hear me okay. My levels are fine. Because I am currently, as you can see, with all the fancy accoutrement, really customizing the idea of a liminal stream. I don't know why I did that. The idea. Um, yeah, just goofing off, part and parcel to everything that I'm interested in is, highly customized. And StreamYard does not give that. Well, I mean, it does to its, to its benefit. It also is very, easy for everyone else, especially guests, to come on and chat. So I'm trying to figure out a way to integrate both. But yeah, hope everyone's had a good horror day. Hopefully Krampus didn't get you. Yeah, I'm just kind of amassed right now in a lot of tying up and preparing, both for the end of 223, which I consider, the year of the coyote. Which, this was a pretty magnanimous year, especially artistically and otherwise. Lots of amazing releases from compilations with, We the Hollowed and Green Mushroom Project to my own Audiomancy records, like Dakota Slim, The Spectre of 223, which was released on February 23rd of 2023. Thank you. I'll be here all night. And, so much more. God, I can't even kind of fathom all of the brilliant artworks that were done, especially as I don't know, as a kind of somatic cleanse and a working through a lot of the sheer travesty that's happening in the world. I mean, it's crazy to think that in my own personal lore, 2023 will be filled with a lot of beautifully artistic merit, but in the history books it will say that this is the year that AI revealed itself, and the corporations kind of fused with artificial intelligence, and the dawning of all of that bric-a-brac, the conflict in the Middle East terribly going haywire, like all of this profundity of shit, Hollywood basically ending, the strike, and the box office and movie it's like everything has taken this incredible hit within like the popular conscience, within the social kind of construct of us existing in this shared space. But I think it's it's symbolic that I had a great year. I mean, not, of course I had my missives and everything, but looking back, this was a magnanimous year. A lot of it was internal, a lot of growth and change, especially concerning, my work with Haunt Manual and these anarchic audiomancy processes and magical processes, and working with listening post alpha and really kind of discovering the other and what that is, something outside of yourself. And as somebody that's neurodivergent and kind of like always incredibly present about how I'm feeling or how I'm being taken or understood, it's been a magnanimous working to get outside of that and to consort things that might be still part of me but are tethered away, so much so that it feels like I'm being guided by something else outside. Guided, I mean, in the recent Haunt Manual writing, I talk about how in my listening post alpha kind of induction, I did a spirit box session and broke it down with ALW Cypher as we are wont to do in listening post alpha. But in that session, I discovered a being, or this kind of outside interference, maybe a vector of a higher self, or basically just a vector of like pure creative energy that told me its name was Little Wind. And so this past year, since April, I've been working with Little Wind. And I'm don't get too soiled in whether it's me, a construct of me, a fathomability of mine, and I just kind of let the tithings of communion with the other, especially when it comes to artistry and creating. And Little Wind has been such a generative creative force. And you could read an intro to that in the recent Haunt manual, but the actual working is available for patrons and will be hopefully included in the Listening Post Alpha Journal 3 workbook. Speaking of Listening Post Alpha, I see Mr. Groucho Trout. Good to see you, buddy. And Jilly, of course, thank you for being here. I know I was recently notified that CW Chanter was doing a Patreon stream, and I think it's funny. It's been multiple times because it's so rare for me to do these now. A lot of that is just kind of an attitude change, I think, of accessibility, of need, of spent resources, and live streaming as I was doing it or as I was involved with it. Just it took a lot out of me without being as generative as I needed it to be. So obviously I've been in and out, pretty much only just doing Patreon stuff. But in the next year, I have a plan. 2024, the year of neither, either, or, but both. So I do have some gunning adventure times in the barrel for liminal streams and more public interaction and whatnot. And after this thing I'm about to show everybody in premiere, I'll talk more about how I was able, in my mind, to construct a way to not only invigorate my social or interpersonal kind of community, gusto, but also quell the issues that I've had going through this learning process of mental health and this many-yeared learning process. And so I created something that I think is going to be a great blueprint for We the Hollowed, for PRAGMAGICK, for communities surrounding me moving forward. And I'll talk more about that after this video sigil. But I do want to say hi to Jilly. Yeah, don't judge, just go with it. Yeah, and I think, I'm very want to, there's like a meta-contextual aspect to myself. It's almost like this hyper-awareness, and I'm not saying that as like some superpower. I mean like the ability to remove my intention sometimes with looking into things and seeing them how they might be parlayed in like an objectionable or objective kind of dalliance. And so I've always, with PRAGMAGICK, it's always been about the neither, either, or. It's not just pragmatic, it's not just magic, it's both. And figuring that out, through this past year and these sessions, these dimming sessions, which are the audiomancy and hauntomancy workings I've been doing for Haunt Manual, but also listening post alpha, and also my own curtail into various kind of degrees of self-motivated creative gusto within magical workings, and being okay, not feeling there's some strong arm of like some resolute force that is there to admonish me for treating magic like cooking and utilizing whatever I have around to kind of formulate my catharsis within a ritual. And that's a big kind of part too of why maybe PRAGMAGICK and all of its rough and tumble. I just saw like I think I'm on 89 episodes, which is not a lot concerning I've been doing it in many different iterations for, I guess, about five years now. Um, Obviously, it was never meant to be my, go-to. I am a podcaster. It was always this vector and vehicle for sharing my discoveries, my interests, the artists and colleagues and contemporaries that I love and found something with. And it's rhyme and reason for me that sometimes I just don't want to talk to people. Sometimes I just want to create. And I think with podcasting, it's gotten into this intense boredom, with talking points and the same sort of situational broadcasting, morning radio kind of outline, or BBC, interview 60 minutes type outline. And that's all well and fine, and some people do it amazingly. But, that was never my thing. I really treat it as a scepter of sorts, a sort of like Vajra, a dharmic weapon to castigate, my own kind of interests and needs within a audio spectrum. And it's just really, it's very funny how I'm always kind of recreating it and figuring something else out. And in 2024, I will be constructing something to get away from a lot of the, not to say that PRAGMAGICK has ever been kind of sameness. I'm sure it falls into some resolute categories of one-on-one conversations, and maybe some guests have the same talking points as they do when they go onto other sites. But I think the podcast as an idea, as like a symbol, or as a Vajra, as a vector for like a creative gust and wind, for me, has very rarely been shared, I think, by other folks. And I found myself a lot this year thinking about how some folks would kind of compare me or put me in sort of these kind of overarching categories of like the occult, of an occult podcast, not the occult podcast, but or of a magic podcast. And there's, out of the 89 episodes, there's a good 20 plus of my just psychical audiomantic weirdness. No two episodes are similar. There's no formula. And I think I was always kind of, how do I put it? I was always like, I always cherished that in a way that kind of supersedes the idea of the Vajra actually connecting with people. And so this past year, I've like had this awakening or this revelation that, you can do both. Like you don't need to alienate an audience. You don't need to, throw all of your shit out there to kind of, make sure only the true listeners are still around, or some goofy, playground shit like that. And maybe that was something, not intentionally, but something subconscious I was doing. And that stems from abandonment issues. But we'll not go into that today. I'll abandon you first, But I've realized that like I'm finding this confluence of the ability to have it be as informal, or as awakening and resonant, and as as different as it can be, while still tethering to folks to resonate with. So I'm excited for that project. Maybe I'll talk more about that after this video sigil, because now PRAGMAGICK episodes are constructed with human error and burps and spits and whistles and tits, all on cassette tape, to be digitized for distribution. And I'm really excited about that because it to get away from the non-linear editing of a computer. And, I think just as a mode of what this zeitgeist is that we're in with AI and functionality, I know it doesn't matter to me. When Fruity Loops came around and anyone could make a song with preconceived samples that they didn't create or whatever, I didn't care because it doesn't affect me. It's not affecting my processes. That's not what I care about when it comes to music. And I think it's the same with any sort of AI. It doesn't affect me. I like to get dirty in the muck and the mire of the processes. I think recording in and of itself is the art, and it's not just a capture device. There's a whole, magical process to the process of creating or recording. And I just really want to be emblematic of that moving forward. So, again, I'm getting ahead of myself, a little long-winded. Hey, JJ, good to see you. Jonocide, thank you for showing up. Jilly Beans, I have not been live on my channel in like 3 months. I know. We all miss you, Jilly. I know. It's the horror days, as I like to call it. There's all sorts of shit gone wild in the transmedium beingness that is human interaction and life. So, I get it. But yeah, love you too, JJ. Actually, I have a surprise for you before the end of the year. I don't want to announce it now, but in the next few weeks or so, because I didn't put JJ's interview out as a podcast, I'm going to do a joint one. I just don't know when yet. I have it put together, but it'll be on PRAGMAGICK. It'll be this kind of hauntomantic JJ speaking for the PRAGMAGICK liminal stream, and then JJ interviewing me for Haunt Manual stuff through the Muse Memorandum. So that's coming because I'd like to there's, no form or method, but everything's intentional. Every bit, every bop, has its time, has its place, as much as it can. I don't want to get too overzealous with overwriting. I think a lot of part of this year as well was ordaining space for chaos. And that has been a big thing, is learning how to commune with it and, to hail Quran's in a way that is not damning nor completely obliterating, right? But yeah, so I will let everybody know about that JJ episode probably in the new year, January. I'm probably getting way too ahead of myself. I should save a lot of the other fun stuff. I do have a huge announcement. Those of you that are patrons or close friends know of something that I've been working on behind the scenes that I'm extremely excited about. And this is what I was talking about before about, I think I figured out a schema, a way to kind of cross these continental divides about art and magic and ways to make your own folklore and whatnot. And so I will talk about that after this video sigil, so hang around. The following video sigil is about 48 minutes, and it is composed of 2 dimming sessions, which are my audiomancy, hauntomancy sessions, working with Little Wind, who coincidentally is now that talisman up there, in my dimming room, which is the place where sorry, I'm getting a phone call. No. The dimming room is my artistic space, but it's also my magical space. I have my altar back here. This is the area of which my creation can be plug and play, or magic can be wand and sway. I don't even know if those made sense. But this, I set this up recently, kind of in battle station forms, and so the following video sigil contains some of the dim session tests that I did, that I showed to patrons, trying to get audio levels right, recording it. I also used OBS and my computer to record, so all of the animations that you see and everything were actually happening while I was doing the dimming sessions. And then the bulk of the audio sigil is of a session, an actual ritualized session that I did on Christmas Day. And I had a lot of fun. It was like this, I don't know, it was this like kind of revelatory moment that, like, holy shit, there will be no more dim sessions soon that I could say were in 2023. So I composed a bit of a cut up, a video sigil is what I'm calling it, because it really is. It's kind of intentionally constructed, but still randomized as far as like where things lay. And it's definitely more quote unquote produced than, say, my past actual live audiomancy streams. And this also just kind of shares part and parcel with my process of, creating and ritualizing the audiomantic process. Helps me lock into this kind of freedom and abandon to create. And so everything you're hearing is improvised. There are no lyrics. If you hear lyrics, it's probably not what I was saying. A lot of glossolalia, maybe angels speak, maybe a little wind speaking through me, just straight melodic gibberish. I don't know, but the beauty of that is I hear lyrics after that. So it's a lot of fun, spits and burps of cool audiomantic things that I've been doing in this new refined dimming room where I've MacGyvered a sit and play kind of battle station. It's really ridiculous, and actually maybe after the video sigil I'll give you a tour of it, because it's pretty hilarious. Let me just say I use a lot of tape in that thing. So yeah, thank you all for being here. The following is the video sigil of the final public dim sessions, I guess, of 2023, recorded just this week during the horror days. And I hope you get something out of it. I think any of these dim sessions that I release or make public or am able to use, which I always do, I always use them as scores for PRAGMAGICK. I use them as, writing vessels. I mean, the sigilization of the audiomancy praxis in and of itself is like become such a huge component of the highly customized, everything kind of intentionally charged sorcery, that I've been doing, whether it be PRAGMAGICK or We the Hollowed or even these liminal streams. Hell, that background you see behind me is the burning of my altar. Or not here, but wait, it's backwards. There. And then, of course, the floating, wonderful skull animations by a dear friend, Logan Ford. So put this on in the background or watch, for the visuals, whatever. I think you'll find some fun charges, especially if you utilize it for creativity or train rides or horsey rides or dog and pony rides, what have you. So enough out of me. Stay tuned until after, and I'll gab your ear off some more. 'Cause this ain't the end, friend. Haunt on and see you soon. monitoring it. That's not good. Check. Oh wow, so it was extra loud. Fuck. I hate this automatic monitor. Alright. Didn't cut it too short. There's still some I did want to keep in at the end where I'm very surprised about certain things. You know, I guess I don't talk about it much. It's like really hard to explain like all of the processes that go into basically just being able to sit and do that. And there's a lot of liminal rights, you know, as it were, that come into to figuring out. So as you heard, there's if I'm in a black hat in that was the test kind of dim session run through. If I'm in the milk hat, as Lindsay had pointed out, which now I will forever see this as a milk hat for great the lactoseron, the milk god. But if I'm in this hat, that was an actual session, ritualized audiomancy session where there's a lot of kind of magical procedural stuff that goes on before I sit down. And there has to be these liminal rights too that, like figuring out the tech. And the tech is annoying, but I'm free of its need for perfection, because I think a lot of what this is all about is just kind of capturing it honestly and having the vulnerability of like, my drumming is off sometimes or I'm listening to the wrong thing. It doesn't matter. That's not what it's about. I'm not doing this. I never do them to like release them. I do them to generate songs and new art. And I think that video sigil really showcases the kernels of new songwriting works to come. It basically ordains a space for me to be able to just vex or X-hex, the day and the somatic, right? To dim the zimzum, to dim the contraction of the Ein Sof, to just go absolutely mad with the absolute, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of background that goes into being able to sit down and do that, which actually I might grab the camera and show everyone around just for a second. Let me do that. I'm going to go turn on the light though real quick. Oh, hold please. Okay, you can probably just barely hear me. I've got the loose camera. The microphone's here, as you can see. That's you guys. Multiple mirrors. But basically, this is how I'm filming, is this camera here, just pointing this way. And it used to be a lot cleaner. So there's the altar. It used to be a lot cleaner, and it used to be in a circle. There was a lot of geometric work involved, but because I'm working with such a vast array of stuff, you like this. This is my snare mute. But yeah, I don't know if you can see it. So basically, hopefully I don't unplug the camera. There's all the fun pedals that I manually hit and mess with. Got good old Casio here. This I constructed. This is Herbert. He's a haunted 70s rhythm maker, much like you'd find. Sorry if I'm yelling, by the way. Much like you'd find in an organ from the 70s. It basically does that sort of thing, and I love it. This is just kind of me being able to control, I got Hubert hub, Keats, Mary, that sort of thing, so I can control everything while playing. There's the Volca. Here's my coyote skull totem from 2011. Of course, little wind back there. Got a bunch of amps, some mics around. Actually, I just fell on a mic. Sorry if you saw the hole in my sock. I'm obviously lazy at home. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. The battle station that I created. And all of this is so that I could sit anywhere in this quadrant and work on anything magical. But a lot of it is going into this, which is the same 4-track that I had when I was a kid in the 90s. It's a Yamaha 4-track. I forget the exact model. But I found it because within Haunt Manual I've been working a lot about an aspect of myself that I lost, which is this, you know, I think a lot of us have it as kids. We're kind of these like maniacal creative forces late at night, doing things without expectation or creating things without expectations, creating, you know, just wizardry and with abandon. And the Aspectre ritual that I did Ectogasm's record with and released that invoked that aspect of the self-spectre. And so this is part and parcel to that. Obviously my old calophone, so I can get stuff like this on the next PRAGMAGICK, or if you've heard old PRAGMAGICK episodes, probably have heard that. Obviously, this is Gruber and Charlene. I just made those names up, haven't named them. They're actually medical facial surgery dummies, which I plan on using for some videomancy, but right now they are headphone holders. So there you go. Mary's musical space is over here. Definitely not as full as mine, but she's got a bunch of stuff going on. So yeah, this is the space. And so I have the 4-track, kind of the cassette set up here, which anchors and mirrors, you know, the altar here, and then creativity coming from here or here. And yeah, as you can see, this shelf that I constructed to go over my bass drum, it's all very messy. It's very messy. My guitar strap is just hanging on it. But yeah, this was the new setup. This is the coyote totem that had to fall off because I built a pedal board, this thing, out of the altar that I had in 2017, which was an old pump organ, and this was its music stand, so I built a pedal board for it. And then this guy, Mary was wearing on our first date. So it was love at first coyote in that case. But yeah, sorry, I haven't done this before. Obviously, I'm a mess, if you can tell. Like, my entire beingness is just organized chaos all around. So yeah, that is the new dimming room setup. Not as open as the last one, but that's okay. I think it's more about this need to like plug and play, you know, to like I wake up in the morning on days when I'm not working and come in here, and there's 2 seats that I can sit in, behind there or over here, and this work around. You know, I think the thing is that I'm missing most is the altar used to be the centerpiece of this whole like circle. So I'm gonna have to work something out so that the magic can be contained a little more. Or, I mean, yeah, because the creativity is. It's very contained. But, you've probably noticed I've got a bunch of sheets laying around. So if you've stuck around to listen, I have a surprise for you. Now, I haven't publicly put this out there. Patrons know what I'm about to share with you because I have been working so hard on it the past few months quietly and released it quietly, and I'm waiting to have it in my hands to share and promote. And that is the thing that I was talking about. I think I figured out a workbook and a schema to help bridge, not only We the Hollowed and PRAGMAGICK, my own rituals, my own artistry, but maybe other people could find use in this too. Here, I'll just share it because it is published. So I published this earlier this month, and I've been waiting to share it because I have not received my copies yet to inscribe and to send to patrons and friends. But you can find it now, and you can order it with the caveat that if there's any printing changes that need to be made, I won't know until I get mine shipped. Because no matter how hard I tried to get this done with weeks in advance of the holiday bullshit, the holiday bullshit really screwed stuff up. And so I won't be getting my copies until probably like the first couple days of the new year. So I have created, and hopefully you can still hear me, this is the Divergent Magick Anarchic Grimoire. And this grimoire is a workbook. As I say, it's a schema to create and conjure your own anarchic rituals. So it's a hardback book. It's 223 pages, because of course it is. And every book has write cycles in it that are basically organized pages and schema for you to create and reinvigorate and dissect and, demolish your own rituals, whether they be, health habits or magnanimous magical communions with the other, or, a lot in my case is artistic rituals. And so this is on Amazon right now. I'm not going to share it in the chat. So, because those of you that really want it, you can find it on Amazon. I am holding off on making a huge announcement and really, spreading the news about this work that I've worked really hard on designing. And I'll show you some pages of it and why it's not just a blank journal like my other PRAGMAGICK book was. Yeah, I've worked really hard on it. I want to wait until I get it in my hands, I can showcase, and, really, really share in the wealth of it. So around my studio here, around the dimming room, let me find some blank ones so I don't give anything away. Yeah. So each... So they're hardback journals. I also published a paperback, which is a little cheaper. Personally, I created these for me, and it works within kind of a neurodivergent avenue of how I compartmentalize and conceptualize a ritual, be that something pragmatic or be that something creative or magical. This is the schema I use for myself to create and kind of ordain this space to create these rituals and to deconstruct them. So these are just full page printouts, but every workbook has these. And there's about 47 cycles where you can list your rituals, your intentions, the specters, or even the living people, or whoever you're communing with each ritual, a place for sigils. Don't pay attention to this. This is an off print. It looks a lot nicer in the book. I know that for sure. On the back of each, you have your declarations, your observations, a place to remark about it 1 year later or 1 month later, a place for notes at the very end of each cycle, and my own personal schema, which is the Dissolver Echo Resonar schema that I use to struggle bus magical or creative prospects. So it's Dissolver Echo Resonar, and that means basically you take a subject, in this case a ritual or a habit or something that's just not kind of gelling, or you're finding different things or need to see differently about, and you meditate on what needs to dissolve about it, what needs to echo or to animate about it, and what the intention is that's going to resonate afterwards, long after you're gone, that lingers still. So these are just shitty pages that I personally use because I've been using them to construct the new Revel Raws record. And the the video sigil of the Audiomancy, which I guess is an audio sigil too, that all was worked out with these. Just to give you an example, here's a song as a ritual. So this is a pretty standard song, Father Karras, that I've filled out and, sigilized and did everything with. So I'm doing that for something as crafting as a sigil. I'm doing it for something as pragmatic as a stretching routine. I'm doing it something magnanimous as like a Santissimo Muerte novena that I'm not understanding or feeling I need to kind of incept. I don't even know if that's a verb like that, but that I need to customize, for my mind to be able to understand and to work with these things. I when learning a new I'll say, for example, like some holy guardian angel kind of elements. I'm not saying, you could use this for the Abramelin ritual. That would really dumb it down pretty fascinatingly, probably. Actually, I might do that just to kind of fuck with folks who are snooty about that stuff. But no, but you could use it for like the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. If you're not remembering things or needing to work through, or like it just it is a ordained space for you to catalog, document, construct, and rework, the rituals that make up your folklore, your creativity, your health, whatever. And so, I designed a book that's customizable, and with the hopes that people just utilize the schema, just these outlines to help create their own and morph it, get weird with it. As you can see, I'm like, I've been using, obviously I use it, you don't need my testimonial about it, because it came from me, because it really is from a neurodivergent kind of approach, but it's not just for neurodivergent folks. Neurotypical people, I think, can find some use out of it, and it can be transposed, through so many mediums. So I'm really excited about it, and I want to share it with the world. I'm sharing it with just you few here, because, I am still waiting on my author copies, and I bought some of the author copies to send as gifts to patrons and friends that have supported me and stuck by me, and I'm extremely thankful for everybody that, that listens, that pays attention, let alone, shells out some funds to help me, get through a day on an artist diet. So it's a big thank you, and I think it'll help bridge this kind of interpersonal dynamism that I see kind of run roughshod within a lot of communities, because there isn't an ordained space for chaotic, kind of undertowed, anarchic musings. It's a lot of spaces I see just kind of fall under. They just don't have a schema, and I'm not saying this schema is dogma. There's nothing dogma about it, but I, like I say, there needs to be an ordained space for chaos, and I think to share that and to be excited about how people might use this. I have big plans to compose stuff in the future if people end up liking it and want to share how they're using it, for kind of a bi-monthly zine, but also a community within We the Hollowed, or of us artists that would just like to meet up and talk about how we are deconstructing these habitual rituals that we utilize, and how we can create our own, and magnify the mundane with a magical lens, basically. But also, to have this I'm a nerd, and I'm like, I just really like the compartmentalization. I had to design my own PRAGMAGICK blank journal, because I was just sick of giving Moleskin money, or getting all of these random journals that are not kind of uniform, but not custom as well. And so it all came from me building this journal, this blank journal, which you can also find on Amazon. Actually, I can share that one. Maybe those of you that want to look further can find the Divergent Magic Ritual, and get one before I give the super okay to. Because I do worry that maybe, self-publishing and Amazon, who knows all the hurdles. I could get my rare artist copies, and I call them rare because there's always going to be something to fix, and I just hope that it's nothing incredulous. Like, I hope that they're still usable and workable, in which case, please, by all means, if you're interested, get one. But as a friend, and as a, as somebody that's looking forward to it, I don't want you to get one just yet, because I want to make sure it's really good. I want to make sure the design is quality. I want it to be usable. And there is a place, my whole thing, working with analog music, working within physical foundries of artistic beingness, I'm diving more into human error. So there's a large part of me that likes that this will have updated versions and volumes. We're going to deconstruct it itself, make a better one for volume 2, but along the way there's going to be a lot of misprints and rough and tumbles as far as like self-publishing and stuff. So I personally love that stuff. If you're looking for something that's completely solid with a, guarantee, just wait. My copies should be coming by January 3rd, I guess, is the new date. The holidays really screwed all of this up. So yeah, I had to self-publish this to get copies so that I could surprise friends and stuff for the holidays. And I ended up having to tell them what it is anyway, because my best laid plans just stifled all that. But I worked really hard on it. I'm very proud of it. I'm really proud that it's anarchic, and it allows every user to input themselves in it. And I'm really excited for how the feedback of people going, why isn't this kind of part of the schema, or it needs to be bigger, or blah blah blah. So I'm really excited for that sort of feedback, because I feel like this is going to be the generation of creativity, of shared creativity within my community and within people I'm working with. And it's motivating, and it gives kind of a rubric of sorts to help be your anarchic self, and to celebrate that. So yeah, we'll see. I hope it turns out well. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, so here I think is the blank journal, which I redesigned because my first one, it's just a paperback. It's $10. It's like 300 pages, I think, up to 300 pages, completely blank. There's a couple of graphic things in there, so if you're just looking for a notebook, um, I designed this specifically for me, so I could just have a bunch of notebooks that have the PRAGMAGICK planchette on it, the Austin Osman Spare planchette, and then yeah, soon, I guess, yeah. What I've got in store for the new year, either right before the turn, is I am going to finish the third Haunt Manual chapter. I've released 2 in the past couple of weeks, discussing 2023's, hauntomantic works. The first one with the Spectre, concerning, kind of a sort of time travel to a certain year. This one, the Aspectre, concerning an aspect thought lost. And it all leads up to the Prospectre ritual, which I did months and months ago, that is still beating still. And within that Haunt Manual release, I will be celebrating, hopefully, the okay to purchase and to share this hardback journal. And it'll talk about a lot of the stuff I'm generating for 2024, which, as I've said, PRAGMAGIC's going to turn into this really fun kind of analog cassette tape cut up, weirdness, with interviews, but, all very audiomantic as well. Not unlike what I've been doing, but, really adding an element of magnetic, somatic beingness to it. So, yeah, you can see the last 2 Haunt Manual. If you're not subscribed there, I'd appreciate any of your subscriptions to Haunt Manual. It is, that is also coming to an end, at least the first volume. And now that I've, trained myself and worked through the pitfalls of self-publishing personally, and not just like, say, with Eric J. Millar and We the Holloweds, many self-published works between those two, but actually learning the trade of it and designing and everything. My goal in 2024 is to edit and compose the first volume of Haunt Manual writings. And I think Mary and I counted the other day. I think I'm up to like 12 or something chapters so far. And so what I'll do is, after the Prospectre ritual, I will make them into a compendium. I'll edit them. I'll kind of redesign them. I'll expound in some areas, but I should have my first actual narrative, and magically narrative, and also creatively narrative book, ready to be published, hopefully by 2025. I hope it doesn't take that long. Lord knows I work on everything far too long, probably, but we'll see. So yeah, a lot of different things coming. So please stay tuned for me really putting on the I guess I only like social media. I only like any of this is when I'm really excited for something that I want to share. So if you don't hear from me for a while, it's probably because I'm working on something, right, to share. I don't want to just do any of this just to do it. This is not why I'm into any of this. I'm into any of this to have that communion outside of myself with other folks, but also to kind of wield and test and experiment with artistic means, to sharpen the Vajra, right? This Dharmic thunderbolt, with any medium. So, I guess I only mention that is because, like, I think with social media and all of that, it's why I'm kind of waiting to promote this journal, because I only like doing any of this if there's something I feel is worthwhile to talk about or to share. Hopefully other people do too. In the end, of course, I hope that people enjoy whatever it is that I'm art barfing or otherwise. But in the end, it really, I don't want to say it doesn't matter. Of course it matters some, but yeah, in the end, I have to be as enthusiastic and as honest and vulnerable with any of this as I am in my waking life. And so I hope that when I hold this fucking this Divergent Magic Grimoire, that it'll give me some fodder to be having fun on the internet again, Of course, I do want to do more of these. I've got a plan. Like I said, I showed you the 4-track. I've been working on something, I think, right now. Oh, it's in this one? Yeah. Click. Yeah, this one has the first half of the new PRAGMAGICK episode. Because I forgot that my Yamaha records like double time the tape speed. So if you get a 60-minute tape, it's a 30-minute length. So I'll have to use a couple of tapes for one episode, but I'm really excited about it. There's some guests on it. There's some never before heard, unless you're a patron, demos and weird audiomantic fun cassette dialogues, and yeah, it's gonna be a really fun and honest avenue that allows for human error. You're gonna hear me fuck up, you're gonna hear me be unable to edit certain things, and that's what I think is missing, is kind of the discipline of understanding that not everything should be fixed, not everything that should be clean, that we need to, celebrate and exalt the dirt and the rust, because that's where all the fun shit is anyway. So hopefully all of this stuff works out. I really do appreciate everyone for stopping by. I am using OBS, so I can't share your comments. Wu goes there, says, beautiful Opus Keats. It would be wonderful to speak with you when you have the time. Yeah, I'd love that. Anytime, Yogi. Groucho Trout, dig. It's fellow LPA agent and brilliant artist. Please check out the LPA journals. Bob Raw just released the second one on Amazon, which I can find real easily. I'm pretty sure I have that bookmarked. But yeah, Listening Post Alpha's been an amazing resource. Yeah, Stasha, Sam, Sarah, everybody, Leah, Groucho, Bob, have all been fantastic, and I really appreciate their continual reinvigorance. Probably not a word, don't care. Reinvigorance of, magic as a construct of communion, of searching, of experience, experiential adventurism, all of this good stuff, of being mind blown all the time about it. And I think, I was solely missing that in the years prior when it came to outside kind of groups and sects of thinkers and stuff. And so I've just deeply appreciated them, deeply appreciate all of you patrons and friends, and hope you had a good couple of horror days. Let me try to find this Listening Post Alpha to share in the chat. I'm going to get sidetracked. But yeah, using OBS now for these streams because it's just, more fun. But there's also some things I'm used to that OBS doesn't have or probably has. I don't know. It's going to take some learning. But yeah. So here's the listening post alpha. Amazon, the second journal that was just released. The third one is in the works. There you go. Mistakes are just cracks where the real potent magic can seep through. And sweetheart, if that's the case, then I am a god. No, but no, for sure, I agree that there's just a profundity of cleansiness that I see in all of these Vajric systems and mediums of art. And I think a lot of it can be pointed to the options and the feasibility of a digital audio workstation, or, you know, clicks and views and all of that stuff. And I just, yeah, I feel exalted in the dirt and in the rust and these extremely silly inventions, these plastic magnetic oddities that are cassette tapes that I have been recording on and using since a kid. And so it is a firm tether to who I am as a creator, but also it really, really sheds light on my own missives. And that's a forever exorcism, you know, of trying to get used to not being seen certain ways or having any kind of control over that. And I think this is all just a magical ritual to, you know, conduct that. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. Good tidings to all the chat. And thanks for sharing all this tonight, Keats. Of course, Yogi. It was so good to see you. I haven't heard you. Dr. Jedi Vampire God King. Hey. Mom? No, I'm just joking. What is your opinion on the CG33, the numerology guy? Not familiar. I don't know. But, yeah, not familiar. When it comes to numerology, I guess I'm very... how do I put it? Yeah, I don't want to say anything that might quell somebody else's interest in it, but I definitely have my own numerology and my own syncopated systems of numbers. So if there's someone on YouTube bridging everything numerologically, that's cool. Seen a lot of those. Have been having a lot of fun with the ALW cipher recently. That has been a revelatory thing as far as like seeing underneath the kind of facade of the English language and how we compute, you know, messages interpersonally. So, but yeah, I can talk about numerology all day. But yeah, not familiar with that person, so I apologize. But yeah, thank you all for showing up, and really appreciate y'all hanging out and sitting through what I can only imagine is being a incredibly boring audiomancy video sigil for those that, you know, I don't want to say are uninitiated, I guess, to those with ears, right? No. But, yeah, thank you all. It's good to be back, and it's good to say, you know, au revoir to 2023. It was a magnanimous year for me, but not so much the other guy. And yeah, new haunt manual coming. Hopefully it's before the end of the year. A lot more announcements. Look out for Divergent Magic. What about astrology, Dr. Jedi Vampire God King? Well, my parents don't know my exact birth time, and it's not on my podunk New Mexican birth certificate, so that's what I think about astrology. Anyways, love you all. I hope you have a great evening. I will be around. Get at me at Discord, patreon.com/PRAGMAGICK. I am far less elusive there. And, yeah. Take care, y'all. See you soon.
place as one. Yes, we won